welcome to yet another episode of One Take. And the topic this week is a simple question. Is it with the UPA, the United Progressive Alliance formed in 2004? And this is being asked in the backdrop of the big meeting which took place in Patna. With the UPA actually has two connotations. On one hand, does it mean the death of that opposition unity front which was set up by Sonia Gandhi and of which the lead was clearly taken by the Congress party? It also means that the new permutation and combinations, does it have a different shape now, whatever it's going to be called, and whether it is going to be minus a fulcrum position being given to the Congress party. Is this what a new opposition front is going to be all about? Before I start discussing this, few interesting tidbits from inside that Patna meeting. First of all, just before that meeting began, the Aam Aadmi Party, according to the Congress party's words, showed its true colours. Now you remember Congress has always accused the AAP of being a B team of the BJP. What is it that AAP did? The AAP spokesperson went on record to say that Rahul Gandhi has stitched up an agreement with the BJP and therefore the Congress is not going to oppose the ordinance inside the Rajya Sabha when it comes for voting.
कांग्रेस को ये क्लियर करना चाहिए कि वो देश के संविधान के साथ खड़ी है या बीजेपी के साथ, फेडरलिज्म के साथ खड़ी है या दिल्ली की जनता के खिलाफ.
Now, anyone who knows Rahul Gandhi and is aware of his politics, you can accuse him of anything, but you cannot accuse him of being soft on the BJP. This is what even I feel, and this is what, of course, the Congress party has been saying. Naturally, Kharge was miffed. He made this point.
Ordinance बाहर नहीं अपोज करना या प्रपोज करना बाहर नहीं होता है. ये कहाँ होता है? पार्लियामेंट में होता है.
In fact, at that meeting, Arvind Kejriwal made the point that why is it that the Congress party not supporting us on the ordinance issue? Mr. Kharge intervened to say that why are you raising this issue now and how it was unfair that you used your spokesperson to give a sound bite even as we are entering for the meeting. That spat went on for 4 to 5 minutes where Mamata Banerjee played the role of the Didi and she intervened to say, look, both of you must meet and both of you must have chai or coffee together and sort out this mess. Now the Congress's grudge is that Arvind Kejriwal may have invited Kharge and to Rahul Gandhi, but they have not given them the respect because the invite and request for meeting went out in a cyclo-style paper, which means it was a Janta invitation, not a special one from them, for them, keeping in mind a special position of both Mr. Kharge as well as of Rahul Gandhi. Now that call is being taken, ordinance mein kya hoga, whether it's going to be supported by the Congress party or not, that's an important factor. I say it is important because that's likely to have an impact on what is going to be the new shape of this new opposition front. Is it going to be called the Progressive Democratic Alliance? Now the PDA is a very interesting name because the calling card for the 2024 Lok Sabha election is a fight for democracy. Now this is coming in the backdrop of what the Congress is accusing, the opposition parties are accusing the BJP of and the central government of misusing the investigative agencies like ED and CBI against the political opponents. Like in the case of the Trinamool Congress's Abhishek Banerjee, Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, as far as the AAP is concerned, the Gandhis themselves, if you remember, in the context of the National Herald case and so on and so forth. But that is being seen as a threat to democracy because according to opposition parties, the reason why ED and CBI is being used liberally by the central government is because they want to silence anyone who speaks out against the BJP or to a central government. In other words, the crushing of democracy. The next point that they are making is that even inside Parliament, the way it's been structured, mics are switched off, cameras are not focused on them, even the Sansad TV doesn't focus on the opposition leaders when they're speaking. Suppose there's a hangama which is being done and they're going to a well of the house, they are not being allowed to speak out, the cameras are not thrown on them, and therefore they lose out in this race for parliamentary democracy and democracy. Hence the name which is also being mulled over is that of PDA, Progressive Democratic Alliance, an alliance which is going to fight for democracy against the BJP. Now the main keystone of UPA was the Congress's central role. That is because Sonia Gandhi single-handedly made that effort to reach out to opposition political parties, even some of them with whom the Congress had a problem with or reservation of. For example, a DMK. Now you remember Sonia Gandhi, I remember at one luncheon meeting had told us that when you accuse the Congress of dynasty, you should also look at the DMK, Karunanidhi, Stalin and so on. And also how she was upset with the DMK because they were dragging their feet in providing justice over the assassination of her late husband, Rajiv Gandhi. But she realized that a larger goal was to unseat the Vajpayee government, and therefore the unlikely partners came together. And most of that effort was actually done by Sonia Gandhi, which is why I'm saying that the main fulcrum of UPA was Sonia Gandhi and the Congress party. And also the fact that at that point of time, even the smaller parties like DMK, TMC did not have a national ambition nor any ambitious plan. The picture is very different now. The Congress may have won Karnataka and they are very gung-ho and they are patting themselves on the back and they are looking forward to a very positive outcome in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, to a certain extent in Rajasthan. But you cannot overlook parties like say a TMC or even the Aam Aadmi Party because they nurture national ambition despite everything. The second important thing is that even down south, parties like the BRS, which is the KCR's party in Telangana, they are not a part of this opposition unity, but they also are hobnobbing and trying to set up another front. So there are fronts and fronts which are now being formed for 2024, which means the end of UPA. So if there's a new front, suppose it comes to power in 2024, can it still be called UPA? Well, I think no. Because one, the Congress is not. Whatever the Congress may say, the Congress will not play a central role. Even though geographically speaking, they are on a more straight one-on-one fight with the BJP in a large number of states. They have a more pan-India presence, like say in comparison to AAP or a TMC and BRS. I don't think the number of MPs you win is going to become the only yardstick in deciding who's going to be the face of the front. Because let's not forget, AAP and TMC, even the BRS if it joins in the end, or Jagan Mohan Reddy are going to be breathing down his back. So therefore, in a sense, I would agree, UPA's days are over. Where is the UPA? That's almost not there. Many of those who were a part of the UPA then, for example, the Telangana Rashtriya Samiti, which has now become a BRS, is no longer part of the UPA. There are new entrants, there are exits. Omar Abdullah is himself upset. There is no longer Mayawati. The Samajwadi Party is, of course, more because of Didi rather than because of the Congress Party. Therefore, it's almost the end of the UPA. There is no going to be UPA versus the NDA. Likely to be the rest of the opposition, or the PDA if you want to call it, opposed to the BJP. Before I wrap up, brings me to a larger question is, demise of UPA, does it mean the demise of Congress Party? Well, no, that would be unfair because Congress, as I said, has a pan-India presence. Many states, they have a one-on-one fight with the BJP, and as the Karnataka electoral results showed, and hopefully for the sake of the Congress Party, as they are hopeful of, in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, wherever they are in a straight fight with the BJP, where there are no other stakeholders providing them competition like the AAP did in Gujarat or Goa, the Congress Party manages to perform well. And therefore, Congress is going to be important. Their leaders certainly have more of a national appeal or a national profile. But then Arvind Kejriwal is also catching up. You have to go down south to understand that people do recognize who Arvind Kejriwal is. In fact, in Assam also, they have at least 2 councillors. There are holdings of Arvind Kejriwal, whereas the Congress has got 0 councillors. Therefore, that brings me back to the point, UPA over, Congress not really over, but a new opposition front which will now be confronting the BJP. Do give in your reactions as always on a social media timeline. You don't have to agree with me, but do tell me your reactions. Thank you so much for watching.